This is Heterodox TV. We are really honored and thrilled to have John Knapp here in the studio with us today. He came to Portland to play Spring Breakcore. That is an event organized by Reactionary and Fucked Up Records here in Portland. It actually had breakcore, hardcore artists from all around North America, Canada, Atlanta, Texas, in John's case, and probably a whole bunch of other places I'm forgetting right now, California, yada yada. And yeah, it was a great night.
It was a good night. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Being such a good house person.
Thank you for being a good house guest.
To me and my girlfriend, really showed us a good time. Good people. Definitely my first time in Portland. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here. First time in Portland, but you have connections to Portland and the Portland music scene.
Oh yeah. So back in the MySpace days, I used to talk to Jonathan Hall a lot, and the haters, and people, just making music that was similar to myself back when there wasn't a lot of it. And I was the 11th release on Reactionary under a moniker Traducer, which is a project I don't do anymore. But definitely at that time, it was really awesome to have somebody like Jonathan make some album art for me and put me amongst people that I really looked up to, which is really why last night was awesome too.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's
sure.
Tory and like Ritalin, and it was one of those nights for sure.
It definitely was. That was a good gathering of like minds from different parts.
Yeah. It
of
really
the
was.
Scene here.
People all over the world, but I mean, it's definitely people have bought their music and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Tory is really a huge influence to me, and I've just gotten into Ritalin, but I'm such a fan of his and his ability to like read a room and really just go from like some acid techno to like the full everything. Last night was amazing.
Yeah.
And always, you're of course one of my biggest influences and have been for a while, so it was a great way to end the night.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot of fun. Your set was really good. It flowed well. And yeah, you held the room too. That was just a great block of music. Starting with, I really should remember this guy's name because apparently he's a coworker. The guy from the Bay Area that played right before Tory, I think. Or maybe there was like one artist in between, but his stuff, that was like live.
The 303 Kibby, or what was his name? I don't know, I'm bad at names too.
Yeah.
There was DJ Aneurysm.
Yeah, Aneurysm was hard.
Yeah.
You were throwing your hands up for the whole thing, right? Like
I think that was DJ Aneurysm.
Yeah.
I was talking about. Yeah.
That was really good.
That was all really good.
But,
yeah, and it was cool of Jonathan to throw all that together. And the Watershed is a fun venue.
Yeah, it really was. It was a good night. Yeah. What shows do you have up next?
My next show is next Saturday, actually. Next Saturday I'm playing at the No Fun Bar yet again, which is this little teeny tiny bar that throws shows almost every night. And they asked me to put together a little quarterly event.
I keep hearing about this Thursday hardware thing here.
Oh, Live in the Depths.
Yeah.
Man, you need to come back.
I had two people tell me about
Depths.
that last night, and I was really interested. Like, I guess they do Thursdays. Right?
Yeah. He's been doing first Thursdays, other than some of the pandemic, well, most of the lockdown pandemic, since I've been here.
Yeah.
They're on number 73 now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everybody's played there.
But promoting just like hardware.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's
all you
I mean, and it's not all hardware. It's not that like, oh, you have a laptop, you're not allowed to play here.
Right, but you're creating with some kind of
yeah.
You're creating the things, right?
Yeah.
Not DJing them. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should definitely do something like that in San Antonio.
You should
promote something like that. But I kind of always have just promoted that, and less of the, I guess, DJ scene and more of the producer scene.
Yeah. the DJ scene has enough promotion already.
Yeah.
They have
But they're also doing things we're not doing at times, you know, and it's good to, I guess, learn from that. But yeah, they do have enough.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Is there an electronic music scene in San Antonio?
Yeah, so I have a collective of electronic artists and regular artists and, you know, people who code and things like that. I own my house. I have like a 2-story house, and so I open it up to my people. And yeah, there definitely is. And it was a bit scattered, and I've really been trying to get, you know, all the producers together. But there are people that consistently, you know, do things and put out content that are around consistently. Up until recently, I was like actually we were cutting vinyl out of my house for a while because we got a cutter from Germany, and I try to just open my doors up for anybody who has projects or things they need to learn, and you know, be that I do have a house and, you know, it's paid for, and I can, you know, be loud if I want to and let people come over and be loud. And sometimes it's really, you know, all the people really need is a place to check some masters or, you know, just get loud.
Does the collective have a name?
We do. It's not really like out facing, you know, we don't have like have it as like a brand, but it's 219 Collective, which is my address, 219 Annie. But yeah, it's good people for sure. Ramon's part of that. It has been for a long time.
Yeah, I've enjoyed being in the group chats for the group.
Yeah.
And seeing how just you operate and operate in that scene. That's definitely a tight collective.
Yeah.
It's definitely inspirational for me to hold it up here as well, you know?
Yeah, I definitely
like
see what you're
that kind of
doing here, and it's great. And, you know, collective of, you know, like-minded individuals, you know, who really can be happy for each other is something. But, yeah.
How did you two meet?
Well, so he came highly recommended to me a long time ago by a couple of friends like Jeremy, I believe, and Mitty Fister.
Mitty Fister, yeah.
And I want to say just being on social media and then just hearing some of his music and then going to more of his music and listening to it and being like, oh, this is all really good, you know? So I remember reaching out along about 2015, I want to say, or 16, whenever I started a label in San Antonio with Mitty Fister to have you on a compilation because, I mean, at the time, I mean, you always have been, but I was really just paying attention to what you were doing, and I felt it was the closest to me. And our values are very much the same. I feel like, you know, what we both stand for is important, but also we're very on the same page when it comes to you know, just wanting to cultivate like a place for people to learn and, you know, to be friends, like friends. Yeah.
That is at the core of it. This always has been.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely remember being impressed by the Traducer stuff.
Yeah, I was very angry, man, when I was making stuff like that. But
it was good.
Yeah, it was definitely, everything's a part of it, right? I just got out of the military and was very upset with my government, I guess, and working in psych wards and seeing people, you know, really, really, you know, just be abused and not feeling like I could do much. So the Traducer comes from the Quran, and it's means somebody who's a backbiter or somebody who goes against their own country. But yeah, lately it's been nice to be in a better place to write music, even though it's still kind of sad. It always comes across sad, right? Whenever we do stuff, like, but it really comes from a good place these days.
It's definitely been nice watching the progression over time and the building of a personal sound.
Right.
Over time that shines through, even if like the actual mood and even production methods of the music are completely different. It's still you.
Yeah. It's always a good compliment when you hear somebody say like, oh, that sounds like you, and it's on a completely different means of hardware or software, right?
Yeah.
But I'd say it's people like you motivate me to take it to the end. That's what I was telling a Tori last night. It was like in Ritalin the other day. It's like it's really just nice to the preparation that comes from playing with people like that, and then what happens afterwards, which is learning new ways, is like so much more important than being on stage pressing the buttons. But yeah, you're definitely very inspirational to me.
Same.
What work were you doing in psych wards? What kind of work do you do?
At the time, I was a mental health specialist for the military. I worked in psych wards, like I did 28-day programs and a lot of small group and anger management classes, and I was a certified marriage counselor and alcohol and drug counselor. So, yeah, it was just a lot of just working in the psych wards, for that time period. I think it really did like change me though, because as soon as I got out, I was going to try to help anybody I could. I guess being in the position that I'm in. But after that, I went to like working Linux jobs and worked for Rackspace and HostGator and things like that, doing Linux support. Right now, I'm doing the musician thing, and I do like a lot of like repair and trades and sales and things like that to get really all the gear, and then support of my girlfriend Allison, who's awesome. But lately it's been cool because Allison's found the thing that she really likes to do, so she has a desk right next to me, and so we create next to each other. That's really the thing about 219, is it doesn't have to be music. Like, people come over and code or draw or just start doing their thing, and just because they know whoever comes in the door is supposed to be there.
How did the collective get started? How did you find the people that you collaborate with?
Oh, over my frustration of learning something that I could have just learned and it would have helped. Maybe like I spent years on having problems that just talking with another artist really solved. So I think I had my online people like like that I really looked up to and listened to, but I wanted to start having all these different genres of electronic music come over and not just be a crew of a certain type of music, but it really came from being fans of like a lot of stuff that's going on in San Antonio, because there really is a lot of really good stuff. But I just noticed them not talking to each other. They knew of each other, but but just really, I've seen conversations happen at my house where another artist runs out of the house because we solved their problem, like going home to record, or stuff like that. And it's been helpful, because that's why I started it, as I really felt like if I would have just been talking to some other artists who were sharing their ways of working, I could have progressed a little bit faster. Not that I'm not happy with my progression, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice to realize that you had to, or not had to, but you did. You went through and you found all the information, and other people have too, and now you can share it.
Blessed for sure with the people that I surround myself with, because I really am that. I am, they're a big part of it,
Yeah.
When did you start making music?
About 20 years ago. Whenever I got out of the military, I'd already taken piano lessons and play around on, Casio keyboards and stuff, but I guess I needed an outlet, and I went to Denton, Texas, and my buddy Steven and my buddy Wesley taught me Reason 2.0 back in the day, and I made an EP on that, and I came home and showed my friends, and went from FL Studio back to reason, and then started actually getting some gear 5 years after that, and yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
What motivates you to make music?
It's changed over the years. I think me and Ramon were having this conversation yesterday, but I think a big part of Traducer and my older stuff was, you know, I did lose my brother, my younger brother, you know, to suicide, and I think like I was just throwing a lot of things at music back then, really not taking it serious, but really not even really listening to a lot of electronic music. Like, you know, the guys who taught me like gave me like Minor Threat and like, you know, other punk rock stuff, and were real, you know, adamant about me listening to metal and punk rock instead of electronic music while I was making it. So I think I don't know, it's turned from me throwing things at it into taking it more serious, but I think that's really comes from surrounding myself with people like Pucks and Unit Xero, and, you know, having shows be with people that, you know, I'd really admire and like to learn from or respect, because, you know, the preparation for that fear is always great.
Yeah.
You start working on some things because you know you're going to be at a show that's just surrounded with people that are, you know, really good. So, but I think these days, I really think like Allison and living with her, and having a support system that really does like what you do, helps a lot. Change the whole thing. I'm not as angry anymore, I think, and I've done the practice and the research to where I feel like I'm not really trying hard. It's just happening these days.
What kind of research? Like, where do you find information?
Well, I think it's just really, I went for a while and just decided if I'm going to do this, I should really take it serious. So I got into actually coding drum machines and filters and C# and doing some Python things to build samplers. I got into the modular thing, flashing firmware, just reading, you know, all these different articles, and, you know, talking to different artists about whatever hard projects that they were working on and trying to get into it. Sunshine Jones is a really big influence on me, and I've got to meet him twice, and I would consider him a mentor, because anytime I really have a complicated question or wanting to get into something weird, he's always, you know, that's the Aristotle of electronic music, I like to say. But yeah, sorry. mumbling.
No, I love it.
Rambling.
Yeah.
So I went to a dispensary for the first time yesterday.
Yeah.
That was
Welcome to Portland.
I
Welcome to
felt like I
Portland.
was doing something wrong, but it was so beautiful. Like, I don't know. Really good people that I've met here. I love it. And my girlfriend really likes it, so that probably means that, you know, I'm going to move here eventually.
Please do. We will love to have you.
Yeah. A really cool community. It's really weird because I guess we were talking about the whole hyperpop thing. Like, it's such a weird bridge, you know, like of like dichotomy of like having the happy stuff with like some harder stuff that, you know, we would be making. It's like the bridge, you know.
Yeah.
Those people last night were just really good people, and really happy to be there and dancing, and it's good to see that. You don't see a lot of that in Texas.
No, you don't.
There's a lot of aggression and people just looking at other people doing things, and a lot of judging. But, you know, I guess, like, you know, I do surround myself with good people, and I'm lucky for that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm blessed to be around the people I am around.
For sure. I have ranted about the Texas electronic music scene many times on the microphone at this point, so I will refrain from any of that, and I'll just say that I understand.
Yeah.
But it was nice playing that showcase at Volstead with you last year.
Quadruped.
Oh, God. Quadruped was amazing. You were amazing yet again. And Matt, Starfighter Dreams.
Starfighter Dreams is like really, that's the first person in my collective, like in real life, I was like, I have to find this person. I have to be next to this person.
Yeah.
You know, like, and, you know, he came over about a month ago and showed me some new stuff that was just incredibly good. He's the only person who's ever brought a tracker over with a Game Boy blank to jam. Right. And you sat down and played a guitar that was by the studio and also the piano, but he brought a blank LSDJ card over. Like, what?
That's
hard. Made like 2 tracks on the spot that are just fire. But yeah, Starfighter Dreams. Shout out.
He's great.
Starfighter Dreams.
Yeah, he's an inspiration. I want to get some of his stuff on.
Yeah, he was
more
talking
of his
about
stuff on the label.
He's working on one release, I think, for another label, and he was talking about doing something soon. But he had some fire. Like, really good person too. Like a really good person.
Yeah. That's what really struck me when I met him after. Like, 'cause I saw him for the first time in 2020 when I came for South by.
And you had some of his music on your phone, right? Like,
yeah.
You already had some of his music on your phone.
No, yeah, I recorded like 3 or 4 videos of him when I saw him play with Quadruped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was... I've never seen anybody rock like that on just like straight up Game Boys.
Seriously.
It was great. Maybe Josh Killingsworth is close. Yeah. But yeah, he's like that level. It's like the only other person I know is like even close.
And his story is like so genuine. Like I remember him telling me I just couldn't afford consoles when I was younger.
Yeah.
Makes music on consoles. Like awesome. We've done some stuff too, like Battered Women's and Children's Shelter, like some shows that were given that. And we were talking about doing like Toys for Tots thing, you know, at one point. I need to follow up on that. Like, because get people some consoles. You know.
Yeah, I really respected on the Texas comp, what's the name of that comp? I always get tongue tied on it. How to say conscious while drowning.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, on that comp, like his track had a whole like diatribe about subprime mortgages ruining people's lives. So like that was his track.
People.
Yeah.
If that guy pointed at something, people would follow him into battle. If he really wanted to, like I mean, I would.
He's a bard.
But also, I know like how kind and compassionate he is of a person, and that's really what I look for. Is not a certain genre. It's like how genuine people are.
Exactly.
You know, genuine person.
Let's see.
Who are your favorite artists here?
Who are my favorite artists here?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's difficult.
And that's a loaded question.
Yeah. It is. There's so many good. Yeah, Portland's weird. There's so many good electronic music artists here right now in all of the areas.
There's a lot.
I mean, there's the people who I hang out with like on a weekly basis, who I respect all of their music. A couple of them are in the room right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like we have other people that would be here right now if I was running game that I respect all of their music too. It's like it's crazy. And then like I was just writing this to somebody and I was telling them about the rave last night. It's like there's already like this like warm, beautiful collective of people here. When I moved here in 2015, it was like already fully formed and like gone through life cycles. And then everything that happened since I moved here, and then after the pandemic, all of these like Gen Z kids came in, and they're like filling in the scene. And then after that, all these like other people our age moved here because they saw what was going on in the scene.
Beautiful.
Like specifically, so like now it's like who are my favorite people that like just got on the scene like this year? You know, like Blix.
Oh god damn, yeah.
Like. Kid Camaro, who's been here forever, but he just started like coming back around again.
Yeah.
Lyman Jama.
They've made a stage for people like you.
Vinny and
Dan. And us,
You know, and Live in the Depths, I think, was a thing.
Live in the Depths. That's where we're spoiled. It's like Live in the Depths has happened every month since I've been here, and it's 4 performers every month, and
that's cool.
I think I've cheated and played like 3 times in a year, but like normally like it's just you play like 1 or 2 times a year, and it's always new people. So it's hard to like even call favorites. Yeah, and Verne Spy, like her sets have been amazing. She just showed up like less than a year ago. It's like there's just so many.
Cool.
Danielle and Kevin Spednar and Arsonist are both amazing. Sean, Observer / Dementia is amazing. Yeah, There's just almost too much. To the point where there's like 5 different like experimental like concentric circle genres shows happening in a weekend.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like ambient noise, experimental techno, like breakcore, like all of it.
It was really nice to see, both the labels that I'm on, you and Jonathan, like, in the same spot and working together.
Yeah.
It's great, because I know y'all are great people.
And that's why it works here, because everybody is down to at least be cool with each other. Well, most people are down to at least be cool with each other, if not like actually collaborate.
Right.
And like sit down and like have
accountability's there
conversation.
too, right? Like,
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, the accountability is key. Like if there's bad actors
You'll find them.
around, we'll find them. And everybody will know, and it's great. So you don't have to worry about that shit. Well, I mean, everybody always has to worry about that shit, but at least...
But you actually worry about it.
Yeah.
At least they're talking about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least they're talking about it.
It's important. So what else you got?
What's up next for you? What are you excited to work towards musically right now?
Our split?
Yes. Definitely. We are going to do a split.
Yeah.
We should try to do a co-release for Reactionary, do a Heterodox Reactionary.
I was actually talking to Jonathan about that. And about him doing the artwork.
Yes.
Because I love Pinpoint Shred's artwork a lot. Have for so long. I've got some of his work up in my living room, actually.
Yes. His work's great.
Yeah. The stuff he did for my Traducer release was just so beautiful. And for a while, I really had to revamp, like, the way I did artwork after that, because it was the dichotomy of his artwork next to my other albums where I just used, like, Microsoft Paint or something.
Yeah.
It was, like, a lot, but, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you got some I mean, it was really cool last night hearing the tracks of yours, that I have on physical means. And I think that's just still so important. Even if you're only going to do, like, 10 or 15 cassettes, right?
Yeah.
Like, to those 10 or 15 people, it could be everything, So it means a lot.
For sure. Yeah, I think releasing physical stuff is still important, no matter what it is. I mean,
Ours is coming out on mini disc, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some limited to run mini discs.
Limited run mini discs, yeah.
That's some high tech low life right there.
Yeah, we can do a limited run of 10. If we sell all 10 of those, we can...
I want to say I have like 50, I have a recorder and I have like 50.
Oh, really?
But we could do like 20. I want to make sure they're all like the same color or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We can get Penn to make the cases for him.
Oh yeah, he will, because he's
Do, like,
released
some crazy
some of my
cyberpunk
stuff
shit.
on mini disc before.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, mini disc release
Or mini
2024.
CDs, sorry. The mini compact discs. Or
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Oh
Traducers on that.
Combat Decker's Handbook. On that.
Yeah, I have that one. Yeah, the mini one.
Mhm.
I was supposed to give you money for that. I never gave you money for that. That's cute, though. It's like super cute to have those little mini discs, right?
It is.
Or the mini CDs, like,
It's a nice art item.
for sure. But yeah, other stuff that besides that, I have another side project with my buddy Dom, and we have an EP called the Ron Jitters EP, and it's breakcore-esque type dub stuff. But he's was an engineer for Pink Floyd Laser Light Show, and he's like a really smart guy who can slap bass and really, really produce. He used to go under Ohm Creator. But yeah, he really, really talented person. So we have about 4 or 5 tracks already made that I'm going to try to release somewhere or do a split with somebody. I really wanted to do a split with Tori. I've been talking to Penn about that just because, it's so good to meet him, and he's such like a good person. Good guy. Also in mental health. they're from Canada. Like in Canada, we were playing shows with people like I used to buy their music like all the time and stuff.
Yeah. And here they are in the flesh.
Yeah. That I keep hitting this microphone. Sorry. I can't remember the person's name, but it was like 303.
Kibo.
Yeah.
Yes, that person. I've liked their music for a long time. They were awesome live. I really like that person a lot.
Was that the person here in the chair?
Yeah, I don't know. I was like towards the back, like the whole time, like sitting.
Oh yeah, you were.
Because we were there for like 18 hours or something, right?
Yeah, like 5 centuries.
But it's like as soon as that person started playing, I was like, oh, I know this.
Yeah.
I all of a sudden when Ritalin started playing, I was like at the front. Like I didn't even think about it. I was just like drawn to like the front. It was really it was an experience. I mean, somebody just to read the room like that and go from like just warehouse techno type vibes to just the full out like was so beautiful. Like really talented person.
Yeah.
Really good person.
What's your process of creating a song?
It's changed drastically. I got a Roland piano, a digital piano, about 6 years ago, and me and my girlfriend, we play a lot of piano together, and at different times, just we'll sit down and just try to either play what's going on or just write some stuff ourselves, but. Lately, it's been just playing like some melodies that I've written on that piano, and then once I've rehearsed it enough and gotten good at it, just taking that into either hardware or Reason, or the newest version of Reason, and I record, just that, and make like a bass line based off of that, piano riff that I've been, practicing, and really it's. I'm really blessed because lately I hear it in my head first, and that's what's changed. Like over the past 5 or 6 years, it's like I hear in my head what I want, and then as I'm jamming on the piano, I hear a melody that I want to put down. Before that, I had a really chaotic experience with modular, and basically, I'm really blessed my girlfriend is still with me because I made train whistle sounds for a solid year, and then finally started getting the modular thing. And what really happened is I was next to my Roland sampler, and I started arping some synth stuff that was so beautiful, which I ended up naming after my girlfriend. I had to record it, and there was a sampler there, my Roland sampler. So I ended up recording this whole album into a Roland sampler. Well, I have 1 takes of all hardware, all modular stuff, and it was so hard that I guess when I first sat down to record my first John Knapp EP, my eyes rolled back into my head, and I was able to just coast and write stuff on my MIDI controller. And I remember waking up the next day and like listening to it and going, "This is me." Like I remember like thinking I had YouTube open. Maybe I was listening to something like Production Unit Xero or something. I don't know. And yeah, it's a good feeling. But yeah, lately it's just a lot of jamming on the piano.
We're 34 minutes.
So you recorded on the piano, and then you...
Yeah, I rehearse on the piano, and then I'll just like hit record on whatever device I have, and take that rehearsed piano thing that I'm playing, and traverse it onto synths.
And so you're like kind of like
rehearsing before I go record.
Turning it into like a different kind of synth sound, or like...
Well, really just so like when I go to play the synth part when I go to record it, I've rehearsed it enough to where like I can really feel playing that, and that way the recording is like streamlined, and I don't get frustrated because I've already really rehearsed that riff, or practiced that scale. but just really like I work a lot on workflow these days because I feel like the faster and the more preparation I can do into before I go work on a track the right way, it just relieves a lot of the frustration, and it's more me in the track. It's like more less me trying to correct something and more true to like what I'm trying to come across, I guess, as the original sound.
You said you throw shows in San Antonio and sometimes do like benefit shows?
Yeah, there was a benefit show that I actually tagged along. One of my friends, Samurai Sai, he's an MC, really good MC. He does a lot of shows for, or at the time was, battered women's and children's shelters. So we raised money and coats for them. And I was always suggesting like actually raising money for like backpacks and suitcases when it comes to the battered women's and children's shelter. Like, I think it's something like I'd like to do. You know, like give them a vessel to get out. You know. But they definitely raised a ton of money and you know coats for the for that shelter, and I do some shows set up like at Brick. This is a place that you know we've been throwing shows at you know for a while. It's funny because it used to be a old cement factory that processed and made cement, but now it's like the rich, posh place. Like they built these huge, you know, buildings, and you know we play there. And one of my friends has a really awesome art gallery there, Flight Gallery, and we played shows there too. But I can't afford to like buy a drink there. But you know we play there, right? These days. But I've really kind of taken a break on shows. This one was important to me. I mean, like, you know, Jonathan Penn, he hit me up with my name on the flyer, you know, before asking me to play. And I think as you get older, you just appreciate anybody listening to your music, you know. You go from, like, an angry place, like, why aren't people listening, to, like, oh, my God, somebody's paying attention, you know, like. But I've always been okay with being, like, the producer's producer, you know, like, I told Tori yesterday, like, I'd much rather one person like you see my set and appreciate it, you know, than really care what people, if they get it or don't. Somebody of, like, Ramon's level of production, you know, saying that I'm good, kind of means everything. The acceptance of your peers is important, for sure.
For sure.
But what peers do you keep? Right?
Yeah. That's the second phase.
That part.
The discernment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a good talk.
Yeah, always is.
Yeah, and you got a sampler and a scooper in front
Yeah, I was
of
gonna
us.
play a song.
Yeah.
From the. I didn't bring a lot of my gear or anything like that because you know I had to take a couple planes to get here.
Yeah.
But you know, typically, you know, I like to have those. What are those black and white things? Like keyboards.
Keyboards.
Yeah. Of mine that I like to play and stuff. But the sampler definitely is a vessel of all the different kinds of things I make. You know, whether it's hardware, software, or stuff that I got to download because I know you. You know.
Cool.
Like definitely really do want to reiterate like how much I appreciate you.
For sure.
But yeah, play a song or two.
Yeah.
Definitely want to play something off that split that we have coming up.
like, dang, go to jail. So I feel like I had to do something because I got another thing to work out in the paper. It's already doing this shit.
That's how I just say.